Yes, good evening, everyone. In this session, we will discuss about industrial engineering and operations management. Two crucial fields that drive efficiency, productivity, and quality in various industries. Another critical component of IE, it is interdisciplinary nature. It's drawn from engineering, management, computer science, and even behavioral sciences to tackle real world challenges. As engineering students, you are already familiar with the technical aspects of design and system, and this knowledge will serve as a strong foundation for tackling tackling the real world problems in operations and manufacturing. In this sessions, we will explore how these concepts are applied in both manufacturing and service industries. We will also look at the role of technology in shaping the future of industrial operations, especially how AI, IoT, and automation are transforming the field. The end of the sessions, you will have a deeper understanding of how industrial relations and operation management shape the way industries functions, enhancing efficiency, quality, and innovations, and also driving the future of manufacturing and service delivery. Okay, we start by looking at the first core area of industrial relations. Yes, the first one is introduction to industrial engineering. We can short form, we can call it as IE. At its core, industrial engineering focus on the optimization of complex systems and also the process. This means taking a detailed look at various operations, whether in a manufacturing plant or service setting or even the healthcare facility, and finding ways to improve how things are done. The goal is always to ensuring that the system work as efficiently and effectively as possible. The balancing efficiency, productivity, quality, and safety, one of the most challenging aspects of industrial engineering, is balancing of multiple objectives also. For example, if you want to increase productivity, we must push machines or workers to perform faster, right? So, however, this could lead to safety issues or a drop in product quality also. Similarly, if we focus on safety or quality, we might risk reducing efficiency or productivity. So the industrial engineers, strive to find the optimal balance between these factors, ensuring system operate at peak performance without compromising on quality or safety. So now let's look at a key area where the industrial engineers focus their effort. The first one is process improvement. In process improvement, industrial engineers are always looking for way to streamline operations. This can involve removing bottlenecks, reducing wastage, or designing more efficient workflows. This aim to achieve better result with fewer resources. For example, by improving how materials are transported on the production line, we might reduce ideal time for machines or workers. The second one is operations research. This is where we apply mathematical models and advanced algorithms to solve real world problems. For example, when optimizing the delivery route for a feed of drugs, right? So the operation results helps determine the most efficient way to distribute the goods, minimizing cost and time. The transportation problem, that operation research courses, you have studied the transportation problem. That problem helpful for to solve the real world example of these things. So it's all about making the best decisions based on data and analysis. Third one is supply chain management. Every product we use today goes through a supply chain, starting from raw materials to finished goods. Supply chain management, we simply, in short form, we called as SCM. It's focused on managing the flow of materials, information, and resources from suppliers to customers. It's about making sure that products are produced and delivered to customers on time at the lowest cost possible. This includes decision on inventory level, transportation, and supplier relationship. Then fourth area want to be concentration is quality control. In every industry, yes, it's manufacturing or service or whatever may be, the maintaining high standard of quality is crucial. So the quality control ensure that product meets certain standards and specifications. So this might include inspection, testing, and monitoring process to prevent the defect. So, for example, a car manufacturer uses quality control to make sure each part is assembled correctly or ensuring that the car functions properly and is safe to safe for customers to use, right? So, the Six Sigma, a popular quality control method, it's help reduce defect for improve product constantly. So, as the future engineer, you will be expected to identify and solve the problems in these areas using both technical skills and management principle. By mastering industrial engineering, you will be able to play a key role in improving process across industries. Okay, so next move on to the key concept of industrial engineering. Previously we can discuss about that key areas want to be concentrating the industrial engineers. Now it is the key concept, a few key concept we want to be understand, that only we can able to understand their entire system, right? So what are the key concept? That is make a lot of concept is there. I'm just to here highlighting important concept. Okay. So that makes industrial engineering such a powerful tool for improving process and system in various industries. These, the following concept or the fundamental any engineer interest in optimizing the way of operations conducted. The first one is work study. The work study is a key components of industrial engineering that involved analyzing and improving the way work is done. It focused on two main techniques. That is methods engineering. Second one is time study. The methods engineering, that I mean the method studies, we can say that this involves studying the current methods used by complete task and finding way to improve them. It may involve redesigning a process, adjusting the workflow, or using new tools and techniques to make the process more efficient. Second one is time study. The time study involved measuring how long it takes to complete a specific task or the process under normal working conditions. By understanding the time spent on each part of a task, the engineers can identify the opportunity to speed things up without sacrificing quality or safety. So together, these techniques help companies reduce inefficiencies, improve workflows, and ensure that the workers can perform tasks more effectively. Second one is systems engineering. The system engineering is a field of industrial engineering that focused on designing, analyzing, and managing complex systems. A system is made up of many interacting parts, whether it's on assembling line in a factory or a hospital patient care process or a company entire supply chains. So system engineer design these systems to ensure they operate effectively and efficiently. This involves understanding how different components of a system interact and optimizing their performance to achieve the desired output. For example, in a factory, a system engineer would look at how machines, works, and materials together to create a product, ensuring that the system as a whole operates smoothly. The third one is lean manufacturing. The lean manufacturing is a philosophy and set of principles aimed at reducing the waste and increasing the value added process. The main idea is to focus on what add value to the customers and eliminate anything that does not, right? So the waste can come in many forms. The overproduction, the producing more than what's needed, so automatically occur the waste. Then waiting time, employees or machines waiting for material or instruction. Then excessive motion, that is the worker moving unnecessarily during a task. Then defects, the products, producing the product with the defects that need to be reworked or discarded. That lean manufacturing is about creating a flow of value that eliminate all forms of waste, improving both efficiency and customer satisfaction. A key techniques in lean is the 5S methodology. That is, we can simply say that 5 years. One is short, second one is set in order, third one is shine, fourth one is standardize, fifth one is sustain. We can say simply 5 years methodology. It is very famous for lean manufacturing. So, which focus on creating a well-organized and efficient workplace. Yes, we can sort out, yes, the waste, then set the order, then that is process, then shine. We can highlighted important for here, then we set the system that is standardized for, then final one is sustain, we just to keep it, hold it, right, as it is the process. So that is 5S methodology in the lean manufacturing, which focus on creating a well organized and efficient workplace. The final one concept, key concept is Six Sigma. Previously I told that the Six Sigma, it's a quality control method, right? So it is a data driven methodology that focus on reducing defects and improving quality. So it used statistical tools to measure and improve the process. The goal is to achieve near perfect process with fewer than 3-4 defects as per million opportunities. So here the define, measures, analyze, improve and control. First define the problem, then measure the current performance, then analyze the data, then implement the improvement, finally control the process. This is the Six Sigma data driven process, right? So Six Sigma focused on improving quality and consistency, often used in industries where precious and high quality are critical, such as in manufacturing, healthcare, and aerospace, whatever may be. So here, as an engineer, you are the taking way of here is each of the key concept play a critical, crucial role in the work of the industrial engineer. So whether it's improving workflow or designing efficient system or eliminating the waste or using the data driven technologies like Six Sigma, these concept forms the foundation of what it means to be effective industrial engineers. As future engineer, mastering these idea will equip you with your tools needed to make real world improvement in the industries you will walk in, right? So we can move on to the next definition of next concept is operations management. First, we can see that industrial engineering. Now we can discuss about operations management, because the today session is mainly two concepts involved in our title, right? So now move on to the operations management. It refers to the process of planning, organizing and overseeing the production of goods or delivery of services. You know that the planning, it's a predetermined course of actions. What to do, when to do, where to do, whom to do, how to do, right? These things we get the excuse me, sorry, the answer, that is planning. Organizing simply says division of work or distribution of work. The organizing the work will be divided, lot of benefits is there. Yes, it's behind. For example, you take if you any one person just to go and take the startup of tailor company, you just to tailor shop, you just to think that the 5 people going to start the tailor shop, that time the division of work will happen. For example, one person take that measurement, one person taking their cutting their cloth, one person taking their stitching, one person taking their fitting that, to taking their final finishing, and another one is taking for ironing and packing. The work will be divided or distributed, means that time one measurement tap enough, one scissor enough, one stitching machine enough, one packing as well as ironing machine is enough. For example, right, everybody's are taking their work in separate, right, not in the division of work category. Just to think that, so that time we need 5 measuring tap, 5 stitching machines, 5 ironing box, as well as the packing machines also. So the capital amount also need for huge. These are the advantage involved in the organizing. So the operation management is the process of planning, organizing, and overseeing the production of goods and services. Delivery of services. It is the function within an organization that ensure that resources, human, material, equipment, etc. Simply, we can say that 5 M's we needed, right? The factors of, we can call this, if you go for planning and to end for delivery of services, we definitely we need their human intervention, that we can say that men. Then we need their material, that is the packaging, everything we need their material. Then if you go for delivering, we need their transportation. So many money also it's involved, then material also involved, then some machines, yes, the packing machines, then go for a final finishment, that is also we need their machine. Apart from that, one ms method, that is most important. What method we have go for using, because the competition world, that is also most important, because to compare the competitors, what methods, that method is here to using their optimizations. Yes, that method we have used now, that is more profit our organization will get it. So if you go for the operation management, mainly 5 M's are used: men, money, machines, materials, and methods. So that 5 M's we can use it effectively and efficiently. That is most important, right? So operation management, it's very simple. Operation management, it is the process of planning, organizing, and overseeing the entire products of goods or delivery of services, right? It's involved mainly 5 M's. That 5 M's, how we can utilize in a proper manner, that is operation management. Here are some of the core function, the production, the operations management. What is the duties, what is the functions should be involved? One is production planning and control. This is all about ensuring the product are produced efficiently and according to a schedule. Second, it involved decisions about how much to produce and when to produce and how to manage the production resources. Then effective production planning, minimize delay and avoid overproduction also. Here we can reduce the wastage. So ensuring that resources are used optimally. So that's why we need the production planning as well as control. Second one is inventory management. The inventory management is the lifeblood of many business, whether it is raw material or work in progress or finished goods. The operation management is responsible for managing inventory to ensure that the right amount of goods is available at the right time. Okay, so this involved balancing cost and demand with the strategies. One strategy is that here, that is just in time, right? So that methodology, we can, it's one of the strategy, it's we can used for inventory management because we just to be maintain their inventory in a proper manner. That just in time inventory and determining their economic order quantity. We can say that EOQ, that is economic order quantity. Then third one is quality management. That is also one of the core functions of operation management to ensure that quality. The quality management ensure that product and services meet the desired standard and also the meet the customers' expectations. The operation management is responsible for setting up system to monitor and maintain product quality, often through methodologies like statistical process control. We can simply say that SPC, statistical process control, and TQM also, that is total quality management. This function ensure that defects are minimized and the company can deliver consistent high quality products. The fourth one is supply chain management. The operation management play a key role in managing the supply chain, the entire flow of goods and services from suppliers to customers. This includes sourcing the raw materials, managing relationship with suppliers, and coordinating the logistics. The effective supply chain management helps to reduce the cost, that minimize the delay and ensure that the products are delivered on time or not. The operation management ensure that the entire supply chain is aligned with the company's goal of efficiency as well as that cost effectiveness. So, okay, we can see that industrial engineering, we can little bit understanding about their operation management, right? So what is the relationship with industrial relations and operation management? You might be wondering how the operation management and industrial engineering are related, right? So here's some difference. I mean, what way it's correlated. Operation management is focused on managing the operations, right? But this includes organizing and controlling all aspects of production and services delivery to meet the business goal. But IE is on another hand is focused on optimizing the process involved. Industrial engineers use the mathematical models, data analysis, and design principle to improve how operations are run. While management, I mean the manager operations on a high level, but industrial engineering ensure that these operations are performed in the most efficient and effective way of possible. So operation management is about the management of operations, but while industrial engineering is about improving the efficiency and effectiveness of these operations, right? So while industrial engineering and operation management are closely related, think of them as two sides of the same coin. So operation management focus on organizing and overseeing the operation, whereas industrial engineering ensure those operations are optimized to functions at the best. Okay, now you can understand about why this topic is most important for industrial engineers, right? So next slide, we can see that little bit key concept of operations management. In operations management, I know that some of the key concepts we want to be understand. One is forecasting and planning. Forecasting and planning are the two most of the fundamental tasks in operations management. Forecasting refers to the predicting future demand for product or services. That is, that accurate forecast help business ensure that they have enough capacity and resources to meet customers' demand without overproducing or underproducing. Overproducing create the wastage, underproducing affect the brand name. So we can protect these things now. So we can go for forecasting and planning. So one of the key concept in operation management is forecasting and planning. Second one, the forecasting also, that the demand forecasting is there. That is, it's involved the protecting customers' demand for product over a specific time period. The business use historical data, the previous data, then trends and market analysis to make these predictions. So forecasting helps in planning production schedule, then staffing levels, as well as that inventory needs also. Second one is capacity planning. Once the demand is forecasted, the capacity planning ensure that the business has the right amount of resources, labor, equipment, facilities. Previously, I told that simply 5 EMs to meet that demand. It involves determining the optimal operations levels and making sure that the organization has the ability to scale up or down according to the change in demand. Second one is inventory management. Previously we discussed about that concept, inventory management. You know that it is the practice of overseeing the flow of goods from manufacturer to warehouse and from these facilities to point of sales. That is not only raw material, not only work in progress, not only finished goods. Apart that these three things involved in the monitoring in the inventory management team. One strategy is there, that is just in time. That just in time, it's helpful for these things to monitor effectively. Just in time is a philosophy that aim to reduce the inventory cost by receiving their good only when they are needed in the production process. The goal is minimizing the inventory level and reduce the waste and ensuring that resources are used effectively. That is the aim of JIT. Then economic order quantity also. It is a formula used to determine the ideal order quantity that minimize the total cost of inventory, balancing ordering cost and holding cost, right? So it helps business decide how much inventory to order at a time, ensuring that they are not overstocking or understocking. Because the overstocking also, it's a problem for here, because we unnecessarily we want to spend the warehouses rent everything. Understocking na automatically the resources will be idle. For example, the labors, suppose that raw material deficiency means automatically the labors are idle, the machines are idle. So everything should be happen. So the EOQ, the economic order quantity, helpful for that, but decide how much inventory to order at a time, right? Then safety stock. Safety stock is extra inventory kept to protect against uncertainty in demand or supply chain disruptions. You know that our mother is a best safety stock in every home, right? She's pre-planned to keep it for suppose unexpectedly expected few relations are coming, for that means we can manage na. So another thing is she's also keep some amount in very safe. That is, money also is a safety stock, right? It's one of the thing, because in unexpected time we can utilize. So here the best example is mother for every home. So it is essentially a buffer that ensure the business can continue to operate smoothly even if there is a sudden surge in demand or delay in supply. So safety stock also most important in the inventory management. Then another thing is, third one is production scheduling. Production scheduling involved planning and controlling when and how the goods are produced. Efficient scheduling ensure that production is carried out smoothly and efficiently, avoiding bottlenecks and maximizing the productivity. Some common techniques used for production scheduling include the Gantt chart, then critical path methods, then PERT also. You know that the Gantt chart is a visual tool that represents a project or production schedule. It shows task or activity at a timeline. It's allowing manager to track process and deadlines easily. The Gantt chart helps ensure that each steps in the production process is completed on time. Second one is the critical path method. That is, it is a project management techniques used to determine the longest sequence of tasks. You know that must be completed to finish a project. This help identify which tasks are critical to the project, timely completion, and which have flexibility. Then PERT, that is, we can say that program evaluation and review techniques. The PERT is also similar to CPM, critical path method, but it's more focused on the estimation of task duration. It helps in situation where task time are uncertain and allow managers to access the probability of completing the project within a certain time frame. It's particularly useful in complex project with many variables. Then quality control. You know, the quality control ensure that the product meet the required standard and safety customers' expectations. The operation management uses various tools that techniques to monitor and control the product quality, including SPC, that is statistical process control chart, then total quality management. You know, the statistical process control involved using statistical method to monitor and control a process. Then control chart are used to the used in statistical process control to track the performance of the process over time. Then total quality management is the company-wide approach to improving the quality of product and services. It's focused on continuous improvement and employee improvement, as well as the customer satisfaction also. So total quality management aim to integrate the quality principle into every part of the business, ensuring that quality is embedded in every process from design to delivery. So that's why we can call this total quality management. You know that these concepts, forecasting, inventory management, production schedule, the quality control are integral to the efficient functioning of any organization. So the operation management ensure that every aspects of production and service delivery is planned, organized, and controlled to meet the customer's demand in the most cost effective and efficient way possible. So the future engineers, you will also likely be involved in implementing these concepts, optimizing process and ensure that operations run smoothly in the industries you work in, right? So next, the role of industrial engineers. The industrial engineers play a critical role in different industries from manufacturing to healthcare and retail, and the industrial engineers optimize the process to improve efficiency, reduce the cost, and also enhance overall performance. First, we can see that manufacturing. Yes, the manufacturing industry, the role of industrial engineering is vital for ensuring that production process are efficient, cost effective, of high quality. Here are the key contributions, the process optimization. The IE is the industrial engineering is focused on improving the efficiency of manufacturing process. This can improve redesigning workflows, eliminating bottlenecks and ensuring their equipment and labors are utilized optimally. Then next one is production line efficiency. Here also the role is needed for industrial engineers. One of the core responsibility of the industrial engineers also, especially in the manufacturing industries. This includes balancing the workload across machines and workers to ensuring that each station in the production line is operating at peak efficiency and ensuring area where improvement can be made. Then automations. Automation become more widespread. The industrial engineers are tasked with integrating new technologies into production system. So this could include the new uses of robotics, automated material handling systems, and AI-based monitoring system to streamline operations and reduce the manual labors. If you go for healthcare now, in the healthcare industries, the industrial engineering techniques are applied to improve service delivery, enhancing patient experience and optimize resources. Here also, healthcare industries focus some areas, that is improving patient flow, then reducing the waiting time, and also that proper resources allocations. So this ensure that the resources are used where they are most needed in the healthcare industries, improving both patient care as well as that operational efficiency. Next, go for logistics and supply chain. Here the industrial engineering role is optimization of logistics and supply chain. Here also the key contributions include optimizing transportations, optimizing inventory management, as well as that order fulfillment. Previous, that optimization transportation, very well about that optimization inventory, but here the order fulfillment, the industrial engineers streamline the process of receiving and fulfilling the orders, ensuring the customers receive their product on time. This include the optimizing warehouse operations, reducing the picking and packaging times, and enhancing the order tracking systems also. Finally, go for that retail and service industries. Here, the industrial engineers are focused on improving the customer's experience and operational efficiency in the terms of maintaining their proper queue management. Here, utilizing their queuing theory, right? Then customer service optimization, then staffing optimizations. They are here the industrial engineers just to be focused on that line. So, as you can see, the role of industrial engineering spans across multiple industries, even the manufacturing plant, healthcare industries, the logistics and supply chain areas, as well as retail and service areas also. So the engineers use their skill to design and implement the process that improve overall performance, reduce the waste, as well as the enhance the customer's satisfactions. The next one is trends in industrial engineering and operations management. What is at present trends? First one is Industry 4.0. The Industry 4.0 represents the fourth industrial revolution, which integrates smart technologies and advanced data system into the manufacturing process. The main data is to create smart factories where everything is interconnected, allowing for real-time data exchange and decision making. The smart manufacturing in Industry 4.0, the manufacturing process are enhanced through automations and IoT, especially advanced sensors, right? This allow machine to communicate with each other, to adjust themselves and autonomously, and provide detailed data to managers about performance. This means real-time monitoring, reduce the downtime, and improve the production efficiently. Then another thing is cyber physical systems. These are the system where physical process are monitored and controlled by computer-based algorithms. Like we can utilize the robots, and we can utilize the digital softwares, I mean sensors, everything we can utilize for optimizing overall system performance. Then another thing is also digital twins. Digital twins, it's a virtual replica of the physical object or system. It's used to stimulate the real world behavior of the system and predict how it will perform in different scenarios. This can be applied to machinery, productions line, even entire factories, enabling predictive maintenance and system optimization. The second trend is now the automation and robotics. The automation and robotics continue to revolutionize manufacturing and other industries, increasing both productivity and safety. Some key developments also involved collaborative robotics. Yes, then AI in manufacturing. We can integration of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and computer vision, as well as the predictive analytics also. Then third one is sustainable manufacturing. Now the trend is, that many of the governments, many countries, not only Asian countries, even global wise, many of the countries or countries government focusing on the sustainable manufacturing, because it is most important to prevent our environment also. So as industries become more aware of their environmental impact, there is a growing shift towards sustainability in manufacturing is most important. So the circular economy, that circular economy product or designed for reuse, recycling, and remanufacturing rather than disposal. I hope that 2 weeks before I just to taking that circular economy, right? So all the students I hope that all are understand that circular economy importance, everything. So the sustainable manufacturing also including their circular economy concept. Second one is energy efficient production also. The energy cost rise and environmental concern grow. The manufacturer are increasingly adopting energy efficient technologies. These include energy efficient machines, smart energy management systems, and renewable energy sources like solar and wind power, right? So another thing is the waste reduction also. The industrial engineers are increasingly focused on minimizing waste in production process. This include this can be achieved by improving material efficiency, reducing scrap, and implementing the lean manufacturing principles that focused on eliminating non-value added activities also. Then fourth one is fourth trend at present is AI and big data. So the use of artificial intelligence and big data is transforming the way industrial engineers approach optimization and decision making in operations. The key applicable includes real-time data analytics, then predictive maintenance. By analyzing the historical data and the real-time sensor information, AI can predict when machines are likely to fail or require maintenance. This helps to prevent the unexpected breakdowns as well as that reduce the downtime also. Then process optimization also. So as we look as the future industrial engineering and operation management, it is clear that emerging technologies like industry 4.0, AI, big data, and automations are found fundamentally transforming industries. These trends are not just about improving efficiency, but also about making operations more sustainable, flexible, and more effective also. Then here I'm just to shout out few case studies in very brief manner. Okay, it's helpful for understanding their concept. That's it. First one is lean manufacturing at Toyota. Yes, the Toyota is renowned for its adoption of lean manufacturing, so which is one of the most successful industry strategies in the world. So you know that the just in time at the heart of Toyota success. The just in time inventory management focused on producing and delivering product in exact quantities at the right time to minimize the inventory cost. So it is one of the success of the Toyota. So this reduce the wastage and improve flow in production. So instead of building up large amount of inventory, Toyota produce only as needed, resulting in lower storage cost, then reduce the lead time and greater flexibility because of just in time. Then Kaizen also, you know that continuous improvement, it is one of the tool of quality control. The Toyota philosophy of Kaizen emphasizes the continuous incremental improvement. This approach encourages the employee at all levels to identify the inefficiencies, suggest improvement, and optimize process. So the Kaizen drives small but significant changes that accommodate over time to produce sustainable performance gain. So the Toyota success is only for they are using their just in time as well as they are properly using their Kaizen. That is one of the quality control. So these things it's helpful for the Toyota to lead the success. Second case study is quality management in aerospace. That is, you know, the Boeing. It's a global leader in aerospace manufacturing. Is known for its emphasis on quality management and the application of Six Sigma methodology to reduce the defects. The Boeing uses the Six Sigma methodology to achieve near perfect quality by identifying and eliminating the defects in the manufacturing process. So, you know that define, measure, analysis, improve, and control. We can say that Six Sigma process. Steps. So, the Boeing strives for process that are 96% defects free or better. So, the result is through Six Sigma, the Boeing has successfully reduced the defects in their production line, leading to improved reliability of aircraft, cost savings, and greater customer satisfaction. The third one is supply chain optimization at Amazon. You know, the Amazon is a prime example of how advanced data analytics and logistics optimization can be used to revolutionize supply chain operations. So, Amazon uses powerful algorithms and data analytics to optimize its entire supply chain. Then Amazon has developed state-of-the-art logistics systems that include automated warehouse, real-time inventory tracking, and highly efficient delivery networks also. So the result is continuously analyzing the data and redefining their logistics process. The Amazon is able to provide fast delivery to their prime customers, right? So they reduce the cost and maintain one of the most advanced and efficient supply chain in the world. Then fourth one is case studies healthcare operations at Cleveland, Cleveland Clinic. It is recognized for its innovative approach to healthcare operations and the application of process improved techniques in patient care and resource utilizations. The process improvement of Cleveland Clinic uses the combination of Lean and Six Sigma principle, because to optimize the patient flow and reduce the wait time and improve the patient outcomes. So the resource utilization in the addition to improve the patient flow na. So the Cleveland Clinic also focused on resource allocation, such as right number of stops or scheduled at peak time that equipped is maintained efficiently. These improvements helpful for reduce the patient wait times and enhance quality of care delivered. So the result is automatically the success of that particular company. The particular industry company, that is Cleveland Clinic. Then in this case studies, what way you just to be take for this? As you can see, these case studies illustrate how industrial engineering and operation management principle can be successfully applied across various of industries, right? So these real world example highlighted the importance of process optimization, data driven decision making, and continuous improvement in driving operational success, right? So if you go for that things, everything, what is the skills need for you in modern industrial engineer in the competition world? What are the skill you have needed to survive or to stand in a successful manner? The first skill is technical. The modern industrial engineers need to be proficient in various technical tools like simulation software, optimization tool, and programming such as Python or MATLAB is becoming increasingly important, especially when analyzing large data sets or automating process. Then analytical thinking skills also needed. Analytical thinking is essential for solving complex problems. The industrial engineers often work with large data sets and noted to analyze the data. Then, of course, communication skill. The strong communication skills are crucial for the industrial engineers as they are often tasked with explaining complex ideas to diverse team that may not to have the technical background. Fourth one is the adaptability. That is most important. In that competition world, as the technology advances and the industries evolve, engineers must stay up to date with the latest tool, methodologies, and trends. So the adaptability is most important. To succeed as a modern industrial engineers, you need to blend technical proficiency with strong analytical thinking, excellent communication skill, and a high degree of adaptability. As you enter the workforce, you will find that these skills will not only help you to optimize the process, but also positioning you to lead project, communicate, communicate effectively and innovate in a constant evolving environment. So fine. So you know that conclusion part, as we wrap up today's sections, let's summarize the key takeaway, the overview of industrial engineering and operation management concept and practices. We have explored the fundamentals of industrial engineering and operation management, focusing on how both field work to optimize the system, improving efficiency and enhance the product across the industries. The second one is the role of technology and innovation in transforming industries. The technology is driving the future of both IE as well as OM, right? So the industry 4.0, automation, AI and big data are transforming how industries operate, making process smarter and more efficient as well as more sustainable. Then importance of engineering students. As a future engineers, understanding the principles of IE and OM is crucial. These concepts will be highly relevant in your future career. So whether you pursue the role of in manufacturing, healthcare, logistics or technology, the ability to apply these concepts will give you a competitive edge in diverse sector. Right? The call to action here, I encourage you all to pursue interdisciplinary skills. This is my humble request because the combining technical expertise with analytical thinking, communication and adaptability enhance the real world project and hands-on experience that allow you to apply what you have learned and gain practical insights into this field. These experience will not only help you to develop the strong foundation, but also prepare you for a challenge and opportunity you will face in your career. So if possible, your time will permit, please at least to get it the certificates of Six Sigma, some technical skills, Python or MATLAB certificates, as well as to, if your time will permit, at least to learn the operation, war, yes, operations research courses, okay? Transportations problem, assignment problems, queuing theories, everything. It's decision trees, everything. It's very helpful for you for to manage the entire organization across various sectors. I hope that this section is helpful for you, right? If having any questions, please Sorry, I hope that it's little bit time should be extended. Really sorry for that. If having any questions, please. In very short, quick, please. If having any questions,
Okay,
yes,
ma'am.
please.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Charles, do you have any
Yeah,
question?
yeah, no, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope that it's understanding the way of teaching or
Yeah,
you got
sure.
it.
Sure.
Okay. It's okay. Thank you. You don't have any queries, please leave that sessions.